Hey everybody! Okay, let's get right into our layout for today. I'm going to be using my How to Kill a Kit with Style Mega Fall Kit. This is our beautiful sketch for today, but you can see the sketch, the photos are portrait. My photos are landscape, so I'm just going to turn the sketch. I'm going to turn the sketch that way, but you could certainly flip it upside down and do it the other way. It just depends on how you want to orient your layout. I'm going to go with this way. I am going to be using these beautiful dies, metal dies from Honeybee Stamps. And then I have a collection of papers from my kit and some sequins and of course some flair because we're going to try to use flair on every layout we create. I'm going to start with my letters and make my own thickers. You can see how they came out right there. I just used that beautiful orange paper and cut my title. My title for today is going to be Hey There Pumpkins for kind of a play on words because of what is in my two photos. I'm going to use one of these beautiful jelly bean soup ledger papers as my background. If you saw my kit walkthrough, you know I have tons of this paper in my stash and I love it for fall photos. So I started my layout by creating the circle elements that are on the sketch. Instead of using rings like that are in the sketch, I'm going to use solid circles of paper. I should have cut these a little bit larger, but in the end, I make it work, so that's fine. I'm just using my circle cutter from Creative Memories. This is a really great circle cutter. I have had it for probably 20 years. It was one of the first products ever that I purchased for scrapbooking, and I still use it. So I'm just plugging along here. I'm actually going to tape these circles down and then pull them up because I really wanted to distress them and add some ink to the edges, and that had been my idea this entire time, and for some reason when I got to the part where I was putting the papers down, I just plopped them right there on the back of my page, or on my page, but that's okay. I am going to fix it here after a little bit. And this is why I love Kokoyo tape runners, because I went ahead, I'm going to be able to pull up those circles, distress them, ink them, put them down, and not hurt my paper at all. Now I'm going to go ahead and use those same patterns that I had chosen from my mega kit. And I'm going to go ahead and create the banner piece and then the rectangle that goes behind the banner piece. For the rectangle, I'm going to use this same kind of green gingham pattern. But for the banner, I flipped that orange paper over and I'm going to use the plaid that's on the back. And here's the part where I pull everything up and distress both those circles and the banners and that rectangle piece, and then ink everything using Distress Oxide in Vintage Photo. I often get asked about my distress tool. So my distress tool is ancient. It's from Making Memories, and it's gotta be 12 or 13, maybe even 15 or 16 years old. I know a couple of my subscribers posted that they had snagged one on eBay, but it is, it's completely out of stock. The company that makes it isn't even in business anymore. But it was a really good distress tool. I know it's also the one that Missy Whitten uses, and it's a really good distress tool, but unless you can catch a deal on one on eBay, you're not going to be able to find it anywhere. So now I'm trying to decide how I want my photos to go, and it's at this point I kind of realized that a circle up at the top, I should have cut it a bit larger, but I'm also not going to worry too much about it. So I'm going to grab my Big Mama foam tape. Look, I've started a new roll. If you watch my channel often, you know I've already gone through a whole roll of this. So I had to start a new roll on this layout. And I'm just going to go ahead and pop up one side, one of my photos. So I have two photos here. I'm going to pop one up, use my scissors to lift up the edge of the foam tape. And then I can go ahead and I'm going to overlap the bottom and the top photo together and then go ahead and pop them onto my page. And now I'm going to go ahead and stick down my lettering. So this is what I did was I die cut my letters 3 times. So each of these letters got die cut 3 times, and then they're stacked on top of each other with just a bit of adhesive, and it creates your very own thickers. And you can choose whatever adhesive you want to stick them down, so you're not going to have them fall off your page. This die set is from Honeybee Stamps. It's an older one. I got my die set from scrapbookpal.com. If I can find it, I will link the metal dies into the comments below. For the circle elements in this sketch, I am going to use my circle dies. I have circle dies that are from Altenew. It's not like a big infinity set where it's like there's, tons and tons of them. There's just a couple sizes, but I find that they work perfectly for me. So I'm just going to cut a couple circles. I chose the dies over punches because I had some bigger sizes in the dies. I felt like my punches, if I just circle punch them, I would end up with circles that were too close to the size of my flares. And I also wanted some larger circles to create a bit of pattern in my layout because we don't have, I'm just using 6x6 papers. We don't have a ton of embellishments on this layout, which is fine. That's how I wanted my mega fall kit to be. I wanted to be able to show you that with some dies and some paper and a couple other small things, you can create really, really nice layouts. You don't need all the things. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of grab these small circles, layer them up a bit. I ended up cutting 3 of each pattern. These patterns are 6x6 papers from Brutus Monroe. I love their fall 6x6 papers. They're always super gorgeous. Next up, I'm going to go ahead and just ink up the edges here. Nothing too hard, just some, vintage photo distress oxide ink. I also love that these patterns and the colors perfectly match the other kind of larger patterns I have in my layout, and they bring a little bit extra pop of pattern to my page. So once I had all of these circles die cut, I'm just going to go ahead and kind of tuck them up and around in different areas. I did cut some wee smaller ones to kind of stick up here above my photo, and then I'm going to use the larger ones to the right of my photo and then down by my title. I am going to go ahead and grab my tabby dots and I'm going to place them onto my flare. These are flares from Dottie About Flair. I have them all in a drawer all together, so I'm not quite sure like what packs they're from or anything like that. They are just part of the flare that I put into my kit to match. And now I'm going to add some sequins. So the sequins I'm going to use are a new September mix from Spiegelmom Scraps. It's called Rusted Fence. It has these beautiful, big, gorgeous fall leaves. Jody often does in the fall a mix that has these really large fall leaf sequins in them, and I love them. I love these large fall leaves. They're so beautiful. So I'm going to start with those. I think I'm going to say pretty positively that I used all the leaves that were in the mix, which again, I generally do. And then I'm just going to accent each leaf with a couple of these smaller sequins that are in the mix. I'm going to link up the shop over at Spiegelmom Scraps where you can grab some of these Rusted Fence sequins. You can grab some Big Mama foam tape, or you can even grab some tabby dots. So lots of fun Spiegelmom Scrap stuff on this layout today. And I'm also just going to accent those big leaves. If you go into the shop and you can't find Rusted Fence under the sequin shop, go under the pre-order tab. I think that the September pre-orders are still listed as a pre-order, or the September sequins are still listed as a pre-order item. And you can grab all of the September sequins in a bundle and save a little bit off of the cost of each pack of sequins. So that's kind of cool too. All right, everyone. I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful Thursday. I know it's Thursday. It's not Wednesday. I apologize. This is why I kind of am leaning on and loving my series, because with school and life right now, things are a bit crazy hectic. So, but we're hanging in there. Here are all of the beautiful close-ups of the flare and the patterns and the sequins, those leaves, you guys. Oh, so gorgeous. I hope you all have a fabulous, fabulous rest of your week, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.